Awesome. Well, welcome everyone. I'm going to turn on my mic here. Everyone to the new SVK studio. We are live today from Edmonton with two of these fabulous guys across from me. And we also have a super guest, Chef Liana here coming in a second. But today we're very excited to bring to you our first show. Chef, you look so excited.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you excited? We do this always virtually. It's the first time. You get to throw stuff at us and touch us and eat
That's
food
why
together.
I some nice little
We're gonna eat a lot of food together. So huge day for us. We're introducing our new studio here in Edmonton for the SVK network. We're gonna be bringing you everything in food service now on from not only our studio but virtually across the globe and world in Canada. That's why today we're gonna be bringing in Chef Liana and then a super guest. Oh, he just showed up too, which we're super excited to have Chef Jagger, which I don't know exactly where you are, Chef, but welcome to the show. I'm going to bring both you in. And Chef Liana.
Hi.
Welcome from Calgary.
Happy to be here.
Awesome. So we're going to bring in Chef Jagger here in a second, and he can share with us where he's coming from. But what we want to talk a little bit about today, we're going to have some dessert as well, a little bit about what's happening down in Calgary, and really what's happening in the food service industry across Canada. We'll talk a little bit about that today. But what we're going to do is we have commercials. I don't know if you know this, Liana, but we have commercials, and they're so fun. And Chef, you look so excited. He's staring at the dessert. And I never see this stuff in person. This is the first in-person show that we've had on this today. So we're going to run a commercial, come back, chat with you a little bit. Then we're going to bring Chef Jagger in from the special location he's at today. So we'll be right back. There we go. Welcome back to SVK Network. Today we're live from our first studio, our only studio, in person. It's our first in-person meeting interview. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We got Chef Liana from Calgary down there as well. But first, Chef Michael Brown. We're going to introduce you guys first. Chef, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I'm chef with Sysco for 10 years now, obviously the culinary specialist. Looking after our third kitchen in the business sessions. We have customers coming in. Trained in the UK, then I worked in Switzerland, Germany, in the Middle East. So it's sort of good all-around experience in hotels and restaurants, and certainly excited to be back in this studio live. Really awesome.
How long have you been in the industry?
40 years.
40?
Yeah. And I know I don't show it, but believe it or not, yeah.
Ben, you were just born.
40 years, yeah. I think that was before I was born, actually.
Is that before you were born?
Yeah, that was before I was born. Yeah.
Holy cow! So you've been doing this forever.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. I just love cooking food. It's always been my passion ever since the age of 5. So the role I'm in now is just perfect because we're able to cook and present in front of customers every day. Obviously, being innovative, seeing what's on trend, things like that, coming up with solutions. So yeah, it's something that I really enjoy.
And you like chess. And you like chess.
Yeah, yes, I love playing chess as well.
So he's a mean chess player. Yeah.
Ben, well, tell us a little bit about you.
Ben Wiersma. I've been in the industry now for 15 plus years. I grew up, at the bakery table with my family, and so that kind of started it off. But when I was younger, I always used to make the joke I wanted to get paid to eat, and I think I got pretty close to that working alongside Chef Michael. And what has it been now? I think it's probably been 5-6 years that we've been working together here in the Edmonton site.
Yeah.
Helping customers with their menus, looking at menu ideas, the education and stuff like that. It's what we're passionate about. Showing great products to great customers and helping them where we can.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah.
And I know you'd want to dive into this beautiful cake we have staring at you in front of you.
Well, I have this creme brulee. It's like
Little creme brulee. You can have a little taste, man. We won't tell him.
taunting me over here. That's okay.
Chef's dying to dive in.
I see. We have a guest on the podcast today. So.
Yeah, so let's go to Chef Liana. Chef Liana, tell us a little bit about you because you're a rock star in Calgary.
A little bit about me. Well, I am obsessed with food and cooking and art and everything that's related to food. I mean, when you think about it, everything in our life is revolves around food and cooking. So that has been my passion my entire life. I've been in the industry for about 30 years. So obviously since I was born. And then that's I've primarily my background comes from private club cooking, and then I went on to WinSport, and now I am really super excited because now I am in active aging, so trying to revolutionize and bring wellness cuisine to that. I mean, as I'm growing older, I'm interested in how I'm eating, and I'm moving towards that. So I've working with Trico Living Well. That's a new community that's opening up in August. So I'm super thrilled to, kind of immerse myself in wellness cuisine.
Very cool.
That's my journey. Yeah.
Wellness.
Yeah.
So the desserts that we have in front of Chef here probably is not a good idea.
Well, that always makes me feel well, so I'm into it.
That is awesome. So, Chef Liana, tell us a little bit what's happening down in Calgary in the food service.
Oh my God, there's lots going on.
A lot of restaurants popping up everywhere, I noticed.
Oh, for sure. There's lots of restaurants happening. It's going on. I mean, it's booming. So that's great. I mean, 17th Avenue is where in my hood that I live right on 17th Avenue, and its patio season is coming on, and there's new fun patio installations that's happening in May and June. So that's really super exciting, and it looks like there might be about 40 different patios up and down the Red Mile. So that's going to add a lot of fun. So that'll be lots of people getting out and about and really getting the restaurants busy. So that's great after the long Sleepy Hollow that was been happening. We don't want to talk about. And, the food halls are happening. If you're obsessed with like Roy's Kitchen, like I am, he's opened up in the district at the Beltline. Foreign Concept also has a little taco place in there. There's a vegan vegetable forward place called Shrub Bloom. Green Sushi is in there. I mean, there's lots happening. In August, also there's Alberta on the Plate. I don't know if you're probably familiar with that. It's a province-wide showcase of local food and drink. Last year there was over 80 restaurants, both urban and rural, that were part of this program, and it represented over 300 different farmers and producers that participate in that program. So that's happening again. So that's that spreads over Calgary and Edmonton and all in between. So that's very cool. So that's happening. And of course, I'll wait till a little bit later because there's also, as you know, something very cool happening that's coming about this fall. So I will let you talk about some other fun things, and then I'll bring a drum roll later on for that.
Will you drum roll a little later?
Yeah.
Awesome. So we're going to break really quick here, a quick bite, and then we're going to bring in our special guest, another special guest. I don't say special guest, so you're a special guest. But we're also going to bring in another chef, Jagger. You're coming in next, buddy. And we'll be right back after this quick, super duper fast message, because I know he's probably stuck at time as well. But we're right back. Welcome back to the SVK Network. We got another super duper guest on the show today, Chef Jagger. Welcome, brother. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. So whereabouts are you, Chef? We didn't tell anyone. We wanted you to be a surprise.
I've been throughout the Belarus borderline, so I'm in the northeastern sector of Kiev in Ukraine.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've been out here basically establishing food camps or kitchens relating to providing to the immediate assistance to the displaced citizens, and let alone to the military women and men, children that are protecting their country. It's pretty amazing to see these dynamics of where, you know, a celloist or a computer programmer has to put down their keyboards that are instruments and pick up weapons to defend themselves and their families and their villagers. So it's just one of those things day to day that I just needed to be part of to make sure that food is provided to all. How about I'll keep it simplified that way. But anyways, thanks for bringing me back on the show. It's really amazing to be able to network and tell everyone the great work that we're all doing together. And my charity, Feed It Forward, just boots on the ground. So thanks a lot.
Yeah. So whereabouts are you right now, Chef?
Northeast of Kiev, Ukraine.
Northeast.
Yeah, right at the borderline of Belarus, where it's a hot zone. It has been.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I gotta ask you, is that a bulletproof vest you're wearing, Chef?
It's one of two that I wear. So this one's a 22 kilo. This one stops Kalashnikov's sniper. And the other one I wear underneath it is a ballistic proof where it stops shrapnel and the, as you would say, a pressure. Yeah. And then my helmet, my rest of my gear, but that's just not for the interview. I don't need to.
Well, did you ever think you'd wear that as a chef?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. In a zone like this, I would definitely make sure I had fully geared up, because I'm not here to play around. I'm here to make a difference, to offer, you know, assistance to humanity and bringing back dignity to the people that deserve it. I mean, it's chaotic, it's chaos, it's sad to see the displacement, but what's very important to know is that as a fellow Canadian, we have our boots on the ground, and with my medic team, and we are making actually a really big difference. And I will be posting videos that are very diplomatically put together, but encouraging to know that fellow Canadians and world team leaders that are stepping forward, I shouldn't say leaders, team players that are stepping forward to help one by one as we can and within our own reach.
Wow. Chef, first of all, stay safe over there, and I can't wait. When are you coming back? Are you planning on coming back to Canada?
I have obligations. I have to come back to Canada. I'm going to be heading back to Poland and flying out by tomorrow night, where I can be able to put some other teams together that are needed to come down here and put provisions and gear for these citizens and military men and women of Ukraine. But yes. I also encourage everyone out there who's interested to know a little more is to reach out to me or to support us, as we need everything that can be supported at feeditforward.ca and or wants to join the team.
Yeah, I know, that's amazing, Chef. So first of all, stay safe out there. Thank you again for jumping on the call quick. Let's see you in Toronto. Hopefully you'll be in Toronto when I'm there in a few weeks. Yeah. And drop by the RC show if you can.
That's great. So RC show, Feed It Forward is the sponsoring charity that will be rescuing all the food at the RC show.
Awesome.
So if anyone has their leftover samples or any product that's still edible and needs to be rescued, then we can make those arrangements that we can take it to provide to people that are living with food insecurities across Ontario. So it's a win-win scenario. I'll be there for the show. That's one of my commitments. And I look forward to seeing you and anyone else that's going to be there. We'll be at the Feed It Forward booth.
Awesome, Chef. Well, we'll definitely connect. I'll give you a big hug when we get there. And stay safe and stay travels. And we just can't thank you enough for what you're doing over there.
Teamwork makes that dream work, and support Feed It Forward. Thank you.
Awesome. Take care, Chef. Thanks so much, and be safe.
Whole night. Bye.
Awesome. Well, we're going to break for a quick commercial, folks. Liana will be right back, talking more about that. I was a little bit incredible, so we'll be right back. Thanks so much. welcome back, everyone, to Sysco's Virtual Kitchen. That was pretty powerful. Seeing Chef Jagger over in Ukraine and doing what he's doing. So that was just absolutely incredible, but unbelievable. So, wow. Anyways, let's get back a little bit about what Liana wants to talk about. That's a super surprise for what's coming to Calgary. So what's coming to Calgary?
Well, first of all, I'm still like blown away about what Chef Jagger is doing. I mean, there's no end to what hospitality really brings to everybody in community. Everyone always pulls together and really makes it happen for everybody. That's what I really love about being in hospitality. Hospitality always takes care of hospitality, and they always make such a big difference in everyone's lives. And that's what I love about being a chef, really.
Yeah, isn't it kind of cool that we get to do all these things? And what other kind of industry does all that, right? That really comes down to it. To Chef Michael and Ben here and yourself really supporting and growing the industry. It's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I've been a volunteer my entire life, even before I became a chef, and I think it's just part of who you are, and you naturally gravitate towards, being in hospitality. I think it's just, I don't know, that's just, to me, it's really mind blowing what people have the capacity of doing for others. I love that.
Okay. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him. So tell us. So let's go back to Calgary. Tell us what's coming to Calgary. As these two guys stare at a plate of desserts and don't eat them.
I know, and then we'll get back to desserts. Let's get back to what the incredible program is coming to Calgary, and then we'll get back to delicious desserts.
Yeah, I was gonna say, guys, like I'm gonna have to get Red Bull in here for sure. Get some
Okay,
these boys.
I'm super excited to be part of this amazing event that's happening in Calgary, and it's going to be happening in Calgary for the next 3 years. The Terroir Hospitality Symposium, which has been happening. It's had a 15-year run in Toronto, which is very exciting. It's coming to Calgary for the next 3 years, and it's exploring the food scene while bringing international chefs, business coaches, and technology. So it's really an exchange of all these amazing ideas about hospitality to Calgary. The program is a really great way to connect and bring together an informative and fun capacity to everybody to talk about. We're excited to see where the program goes. There'll be fun creative pop-ups. There'll be visiting chefs, some demos, some workshops, some lectures, and who knows where it's going to grow involved. We do already have some amazing concepts. It's going to be happening September 18th to the 21st in September. It's going to really be revitalizing. It's fun. It's amazing. It has a really good, prestigious, already great foundation that's happening in Toronto. So those in the industry have been there. You've already experienced it, but now we're going to be amazing host in Calgary, and so we're going to be really evolving and really bring it to a new kind of, fresh kind of perspectives and doing
You're going to Calgary it a little.
Yeah, we're going to Calgary it up.
You're going to Calgary
Exactly.
it up a little, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's
always been in Toronto, right?
It was conceived there. It's been built there, has a great foundation. So now it's, spreading its wings, and we're taking it and we're going to make it really shine and make it grow and evolve. And it's time for it to spread its wings. And we're so happy and thrilled that it's, chosen to come here. So, and
it's going to be a blast.
With the allowance of, evolution. So, we can put some Calgary things into it and really make it happen. It's very exciting. We have some great venue partners and some other great sponsorship partners, and we have some great chefs, international chefs coming. So it's going to be very thrilling, and we have an amazing.
Have to be down there.
Yeah,
we have to bring Chef Michael down there.
Well, we have to bring lots of people.
Definitely not an eating commercial, not an eating contest, because you're not tying into the. How many desserts have you had?
Oh my goodness! How many desserts do you expect us to eat?
I'm trying to look good for the.
Well, the plate was supposed to be empty by now.
Yeah,
we need to leave.
We'll find some people to
we have some amazing surprises, so who knows where it's going to go.
Yeah.
But the really incredible thing is that we have 3 years, or maybe longer, who knows, to really build and grow this. We have crazy ideas, and with the right kind of partners and people, like, who knows where this could really grow.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I think we're definitely gonna be there with the SVK network and really, support this, move forward. So we're super excited about that, Chef Liana.
Yeah.
And I can't wait. I was in Calgary the other day for a very quick visit. And
I was like, yeah, thanks for the phone call.
I was just sorry. I literally went down and I came back. But we're super excited about all the things that's happening in Calgary. And thanks again for jumping on the show quick. And we hopefully to see you soon in a few days or a few days, months, weeks, whatever it is. But thanks again for being on the quick show today and really welcoming us and christening our new studio.
Yeah, this is exciting.
Yeah, so it's
great.
we're getting used to being in person again.
Yeah.
Right? These guys are going to choke me by the end.
No,
End of the 3 years.
I
however
think,
long
I think
we
it's
do
cool. I
this.
think this sounds like a really neat opportunity to really showcase Calgary, right? And then that Alberta food cuisine, or that scene that we have developing here, and it's been developing for years. So I'm stoked. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So thanks, Chef Liana. We'll see you soon, okay?
Yeah,
Let
thank
her
you
go.
so much.
You bet. See ya.
Thank you.
So, Chef, don't you get up. Don't you dare get up.
I was just
You were
adjusting.
just
were
no, he was
adjusting,
gonna
eh?
run.
I feel like we're held
He was
hostage
going
here,
to
Jake.
run.
I feel like we're hostages.
We're gonna run here.
No.
Anyways, so first of all, we just want to get everyone to understand. So we're going to push this out through our social channels, but also reach out to these gentlemen. You can go and book a session with them and really come in and really get some awesome insights into the industry. Get menu development by chef. 40 years. Who else has got that at their fingertips to be able to use? Right?
Yeah. And I think it's one thing to note. We always want to show customers what they want to see, right? And so it's never about what we're trying to show and all that kind of stuff. It really is what's going to work for their business. And I think that's an advantage that we have is we work with customers in this collaborative way to really show them ideas and suggestions that are going to work for them, their teams, their business. And so that's the exciting thing, I think, that we get to work on as a part of the business resources department here at Sysco. So,
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So you guys, you're going to say something, Chef? Sorry?
No, just echoing what Ben said. Delicious cake, thanks.
Yeah.
That we're in a unique position that we can see things that are up and coming and on trend, and we can share that with my customers.
Yeah.
So, like with the plant-based things that are available now compared to when I started my career, it's just really amazing, and how they replicate things, obviously with gluten-free and vegan. So that's super exciting for us as well, and then to share that with our customers, because that's also something that is on demand that customers visiting their properties are looking for as well.
So do you think plant-based is going to continue to grow, Chef?
Yeah, I do. I definitely do. I think it's unique, it's interesting, and the flavors, the textures, everything is pretty much exactly as a meat alternative or dairy alternative. It's lighter, it's fun, so definitely, and you can be so creative with it. I mean, we just did a dish, I think it was yesterday or the day before, we're doing plant-based meatballs with marinara, a vegan cheese on there, and it just looked sensational. Yeah, and then the flavor and the texture was there as well. So
yeah, it's really good.
People are looking to incorporate less meat into their diet, then certainly, there's alternatives.
Do you think the price is going to come down on plant-based? Because I'm starting to see it a little bit.
It's just like everything at the beginning, they're always more expensive because of the technology and the investments they've got into it. And then eventually, just like say with cell phones, they come down after time. Yeah.
Or go up.
Yeah.
So
Well, they get more, they get more intense, right? They get more involved in stuff. But yeah, I think plant-based is for sure a trend that's here to stay. And I think it'll,
So it's a movement, not a trend.
Yeah, if it was a trend, it'd be like a mega trend, right? It's across the country, it's across the world. Yeah.
Well, so what's going to be after this? What do you guys think is going to be the next trend after plant-based becomes a norm? What do you think of this? What do you think? Do you think we're going to work on sustainability more?
For sure.
For sure, sustainability is going to continue to grow, and as consumers becoming more and more aware of that, and they're looking for it more, then absolutely. But it's hard to think just straight after plant-based what would be next trend. Obviously, proteins are being replicated in labs, and whether that's just something that becomes more mainstream as well.
Yeah, I think it's that Chef Liana was speaking to that healthy food concept, like that healthy food trend. I think that's really the big thing. Like Chef Michael was alluding to, plant-based, this big trend. Whether it's healthy or not, it's perceived as healthier for the individual consuming it, the planet, all of the reasons that somebody may choose to try a plant-based diet. but also the future of that, right? So what is that kind of iteration of healthy eating? In the future, consumers are going to ask, well, what does this do for me, right? So why am I having turmeric in a dish? Well, it's anti-inflammatory. It's specific for the shoulders. It helps your body. That's going to be the future of where I think food trends are going to start to come. Is okay, it's healthy, but what is it doing? And I think that's where operators are going to have to start educating their customers to say things like, hey, this is why we're choosing kale. Not that, it's just a superfood, but why? Why is it, why are we putting these healthy ingredients in front of you? Why do we think as a brand that these are, going to benefit you long term? So I think that's really where I feel the future is going to go
Transparency.
with. Transparency.
Yeah, Chef Liana messages. She said zero waste as well.
Zero waste, big time.
Yeah, I think zero waste is going to be really big. If you can get to that, I think you're close. I think you're always going to have some.
Yeah, I think.
So we always encourage customers for cross-utilization, the ingredients they're getting in. So they're not just getting in one ingredient for one recipe dish.
Yeah.
And that they're controlling their wastage, so it's visible. They know what's going on, because at the moment, really, you want to be able to control all your costs. Don't have any big overheads like wastage is a big issue.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to communicate that out. If you think a lot of places are already doing these things, they're already managing food waste, they're already managing, recycling or composting. They're not really telling anybody. So don't be afraid to maybe, find a creative way or a unique way to really kind of broadcast that out or share that with your customer base. Because it is something that you are doing as a business, and people should know about it, right? Oh, we've been recycling for 10 years. But you haven't told anyone.
Yeah. And it's funny you say that too, Ben, because I think a lot of restaurants are doing amazing things, but to your point, they just haven't communicated that out.
We're super humble people. It's like our industry, right? Like you think of it's humble ingredients, it's humble individuals producing this stuff. We don't sometimes like to broadcast out about these things, but I think that there's creative ways. That's why I said there's creative and unique ways to really have a voice for what you're doing in your business. That's helping your staff and your customers and the community around you.
Yeah, I agree, and I think we're going to see more and more of that. And then just looking at different vehicles to message that out. So is it social media, doing things like we're doing today, doing these live sessions, or bringing in guests that are over in Ukraine fighting, feeding people over in Ukraine, things like that, and just the amazing things that Chef Liana is doing. So I totally agree with you. I think there's more ways to get that out. And I think it's also that the industry is starting to shift more. I think it's starting to evolve differently. And I think that might be what COVID maybe gave us. We always look at what the negative of COVID done, but what's the positive? I think it's pushed a lot of us to rethink what we're doing, what the industry's doing, I think it also trails down into the menus. Menus are shrinking, items are shrinking, people are looking at plant-based more.
Absolutely.
Proteins are being introduced that we haven't used before.
But even think of that from a business standpoint. It's the pandemic obviously shifted our industry, massive amounts. But you think of just business in general. It was 10 years of innovation in 6 months, right? We have staff now that work remote or a hybrid or a version of that, and I think a lot of places have that. And so as we go back to the restaurant industry, it's gone through a lot of change, but so has every other business. And so what does that mean, right? What does that look like? For the future of restaurants and the communities that they're in. And I think that innovation piece is just faster. It's just going to be faster now. We're going to see faster cycles. Yeah.
Do you think menus are going to change faster then?
I think they could. Menus probably traditionally always change kind of with the season, right?
I think it's going to add another. I think they're going to add more into, because that was like 4 times a year.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see 6 to 8.
Yeah.
If not, I think just because we usually did that because there was a cost to the old print menu.
Sure.
But now everything's digital.
Yeah.
You can flip your menus every week if you really wanted to.
Well, you could, right? That was so nice.
You have that flexibility.
Yeah.
And of course, you can then take advantage of seasonal things or promotions that you want to put on and keeping it live and current.
Well, cost-wise too, Chef, right? Like you could definitely fluctuate the pricing.
Correct.
It was almost to the point, how we used to, menus were always kind of, you were ahead or behind based on the market, because a lot of products are commodity priced, right?
Yeah.
So your menu, someday, beef went up and it was like, or you remember when tomatoes would go through the roof and you had to take it off your burger, or you were losing.
Sure.
You could literally play the game in a way of a digital menu and what the pricing structure is on products.
Yeah.
today.
Well, I mean, it's like in the hotels, we would pin 500 menus to go in the rooms for room service, and then you were stuck with it. It'd be 6 months later or a year later, that menu would be changing, and of course, those prices all pinched on it too.
Yeah, I think I always say there's got to be good that came over these last 2 years in our industry, and I think the more that we talk about that, it gets people to think about what they're doing and what they're planning, and to really, how they're going to proceed not only now but into the fall, into the summer, into the fall, into next year.
Yeah.
Right. We're getting really accustomed to, I think, change is the constant.
Yeah, I think change is going to be the constant, especially when it comes to things like that. It'd be interesting to see if menu cycles do speed up and we start to get that. I think you're right with the pricing. I think does play a point into it, but I think it's also supply, right? What can you get?
Well,
it's eating with the seasons maybe a bit more. Things that are available that are somewhat local, that kind of stuff.
Do you because back in those days we used to tell people to change their menu all the time. Now you're pretty much forced to, right? And the old one-page menu might be the new thing nowadays.
Yeah, well, we've seen it, right? We've seen these high rates of inflation, which have forced menu changes just based on price. But when you're changing the menu, you start thinking, okay, there are other things that we could add in there, or there are things that we could adjust because we're changing the menu kind of anyways.
Yeah.
So I think those cycles will speed up for sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Thanks again, first of all, for being our first guest in our first day, in our first in-person session, in our first studio. It's kind of cool.
This is a good setup he's got here.
Yeah, we're gonna deck it out. The walls, I was like, the walls are pretty plain, but we're gonna swag them up. We're gonna foodie swag them up.
Get some paint, get some posters on the walls.
We're gonna put some paint in here, right?
It'll be good.
We're gonna make the trays smaller of food.
Yeah, well, we'll find some people.
I'm sure we'll get rid of those desserts somehow.
I'm sure.
Anyways, but thank you both. And for everyone else, you know what? This is our first day. We're going to continue. We have a show tomorrow, actually, on plant-based food.
Nice.
Chef Amy's coming in there. She's creating some plant-based with our new Sysco Simply line. That's going to be coming in. We're going to be totally excited about that. And I really think, obviously, Friday is Influencer Friday. We're doing lunch products. Good, Greater, Wow with Chef Jesse here in Edmonton. So we're going to see if what those turn out like. I'm sure there are going to be a lot of wows on that. And then next week we're back with 3 more shows. I think we're also doing another Influencer Friday, but definitely a lot of content we're going to continue to bring you, through our SVK network. But there's also a thank you for you guys that came up here on the screen. So awesome stuff. Look at that. You got like a fan base.
Yeah, we got a fan base here.
You got a fan base, eh?
Hey, that's exciting.
They're looking at the screen on the wall there. Yeah. But anyways, thanks everyone else. Great comment. Thank you, Brad. And to everyone else, get out there, dine out and support our industry. We're going to bring you more SVK as we stream today from our live studio, but across Canada and the globe, as we saw today from Chef Jagger joining us from Ukraine. So thanks, guys. And we'll see you guys soon.
Thank you.